Hi everyone, and thank you again for tuning into another Sunday episode. This is Kat with CatWarrenPhoto.com, and it's 7:30 in the morning here in beautiful Coronado, California. A fresh, cool breeze accompanies the soft warmth of the morning sun, as you can see. And needless to say, I'm looking forward to catching a few good photos of all of this beauty that's before me. Today's episode focuses on shooting landscape photography on the iPhone 11 Pro using Lightroom Creative Cloud Mobile. Now, this is my first time utilizing Lightroom Mobile to take photographs, so I am eager to see the finished product. Stay with me throughout the video. I'll first provide you a few tips on shooting on your phone, followed by a quick tour of the Lightroom mobile app, and then I'll show you how I edit and process these photos from this morning. Finally, I'll show you the before and after photographs, so stay tuned for another fun-filled video. And don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and make sure you click that bell icon to get notified each time I post another Sunday video. So without further ado, let's begin. Tip number 1. First, and probably the most important tip to phone photography, is to make sure your phone lens is clean and free of any smudges. It's quite easy for our phone lenses to get cloudy as we continue to touch our phones throughout the day. Okay, so let's move on to the app. Once you're in the app, you'll click on the blue and white camera icon on the very bottom right-hand corner. This will launch you into shooting mode. Once you're in shooting mode, you'll see 3 dots lined up horizontally on the top left corner. When you click on these dots, a menu will appear. From here, you can change the aspect ratio of your photos. So for today, I'm keeping it at 16:9. You also have the timer option, which is provided with 2, 5, and 10-second intervals. Moving on up the menu, you have another option to incorporate grids. Now, grids are perfect for aligning your composition, especially if you intend to shoot landscape photography. So, for today, you'll see me incorporate these grids in the viewfinder. There are a few types of grids and levels to choose from, so choose whichever one works for you. Next, we have the option to include the clipping tool. Clipping is pretty useful when you're working with varying exposures. The last option in this menu is your settings, which gives you options to add geotags, change the screen brightness, have the option to shoot in RAW, usually DNG format here, or JPEG, which uses less space. If you're using the iPhone 11 Pro, definitely note that RAW is not available when shooting with your ultra-wide lens. Moving on to the main menu, you'll find the exposure slide, which you can adjust the exposure of your photo before you shoot. And note the clipping when you overly expose, so adjust accordingly. Second, we have the shutter speed. You can adjust the length of your shutter time using the slide bar. And with any other camera, the same concept applies. The slower your speed, the greater light you let in. The faster the speed, the darker your image becomes. Next, you can adjust your white balance. This essentially changes the temperature of the image, emphasizing cool or warm tones. And most of the time I leave it in automatic, but you can also choose from any of the white balance presets. And although it's good to get it just right in the picture, you can also change your white balance during the post-processing phase as well. Next is your focus. You can leave it in autofocus, or you can utilize the slide bar to manually focus in on a subject. If you're working with the iPhone 11 Pro, Lightroom allows you to switch between lens types consisting of telephoto, wide, and ultra-wide. Again, remember that you can only shoot RAW and wide and telephoto, but ultra-wide will automatically revert to JPEG. Another tool is locking your exposure into place. And one of the final tools in Lightroom Mobile is the ability to use presets as well, as you see here.